Willie, Willie, mercy, baby. This is Shaska Willie. You're listening to Broken Kayfabe with Frankie Seabreeze and Ariel Bologna and Cheese Sandwich. They're like Coca-Cola. They're all over, baby, on the whatever network that you find it on, baby.
Welcome to Broken Kayfabe, the unofficial after show of Breaking Kayfabe with Baldrin and Barry. And I am with my wonderful co-host, San Jose's proudest son, Ariel Agbalog. What's up?
What was that? Hello. Hey, Frankie. Is Frankie short for like something like Franklin?
No, it's actually
Frankie?
long. It's actually long for something. It's long for Frank.
Oh, okay.
So my father, his name was Frank.
Mm-hmm.
I was called Frankie. Still am.
Yeah.
I did try and change my name when I was in like 7th or 8th grade because I thought that I was too grown up, to be Frankie. And so I did that for about a year. Then I switched back.
So you went by Frank for about a year or what? Or
Yeah.
something? Okay.
Yeah.
Frank the Tank.
It did not work for me. Not work for me.
Oh, that sucks. Well, I like Frankie though. It's cool. Frankie
Yeah, me
goes
too.
to Hollywood.
Yeah, Frankie is a cool name.
Yeah.
I mean, it's one of the coolest things about me. Besides, my wife and kids, and the way I dress, and my funny jokes.
Yeah, actually, and yeah, especially the way you dress. But I'm just kidding. No, I actually have a female friend named Frankie, with 2 E's at the end.
Okay, is it
Frank
short
with
for
2
something?
E's. Yeah, Francesca. So she goes
Oh
by
yeah,
Frankie.
yeah. I've met another Francesca.
Mm-hmm.
We used to work together years ago, and she also went by Frankie.
Oh really? So it must be a common thing then with amongst the Francescas of the world.
I believe it is
to be called Frankie. Well, that's our show. No,
turn out the lights. The party's over.
How you been, man?
Well, good. We have a very exciting show. I hope it picks up and isn't the snooze fest that we've got going on thus far.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to be joined by the largest number of brother shippers on a single call that we've ever had.
Ooh, an orgy. I like that.
An orgy of sorts.
An orgy of sorts. An audible orgy.
There we go.
Yeah.
Yeah. It only ends when one person has the eargasm.
Ooh. I don't know where to go from here.
I am pretty good at making things weird.
It's okay. I know.
They make things weird, then I just stop. I'm like, all right, let's just sit here in this weirdness.
And then you don't edit it out for some reason. No, it's okay.
Hey, what is one person's weirdness is another person's quality entertainment.
Exactly. And once we find that quality entertainment, we'll let you know.
Well, I did want to touch on the wonderful episode that was Breaking Kayfabe this week with Baldrin and Barry on the Arcadian Vanguard Podcast Network. And
I'm sorry.
That's not how I meant that to come off. I was trying to sound like an old school ring announcer. I didn't mean to do the hook, but anyway, they had a wonderful show, and I didn't say this in the group yet because people just think I'm just kissing Jeff and Barry's ass, but I think it was like the best show in a while. It really was. They covered a lot of topics, good conversation, some good funny stuff. Some crazy stuff with the person's text to Barry.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Did you listen?
I did. It was a really entertaining episode. I liked it a lot. It did cover a lot of things, a wide variety of topics. And that thing in the beginning with the whole that guy and whatnot. So
Yeah, that guy,
that person.
that person.
Yeah.
And there's been some more posts about it. I hope you've checked it out. If not, then off microphone here, I can point you toward this post. But Chris Zaha posted a couple of crazy posts from this person.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I think I've seen those.
Yeah, it was in the same thread, I would say.
Mm.
Today we are joined, as I said, to the largest group. So we're going to have Jason Ward, a recipient of the Joe Christie Memorial Brothership sponsorship. I believe that's how I called that.
The brothership sponsorship, the brunchership.
He will then be talking with Chris Zaha, Travis Raines, and then at the end, Kevin Dignam comes on and everybody hangs up. Coincidence? I don't know.
Yeah, I think not.
Last week we recorded and we talked about what did we talk about? Was it ghosts? No, we did not. We talked about something else that had to do with the paranormal. What was it? Please help me.
UFOs.
Bigfoot,
yeah, the existence of, or if you asked me if I believed in UFOs or if there were any UFOs, and then it went into Bigfoot and all that other supernatural things and paranormal or unexplained things. So
yes,
yeah.
Well, I thought we would continue the paranormal discussion this week, and we will talk about. Well, you know what? Maybe we should skip that.
Okay.
How about we do paranormal in October? All right.
Okay. If we remember.
If we remember.
Yeah. This is a show the kind of show we have when we don't prepare anything beforehand. It's just off the cuff.
Yeah.
That should be the new name of this, or the name of this episode or something. I don't know.
Off the cuff.
Yeah.
Just call it in the ring, brother.
Yeah, brother.
So one thing that we can talk about that was mentioned on the show this week. Did you take any notes? Anything that you want to talk about that you heard Barry and Jeff talk about?
I took notes. I left them at work in my locker.
Okay, very good.
Yeah, very good. Very professional of me.
We're nothing if not unprofessional.
Mm-hmm.
So I thought we could talk about food service.
Yeah.
And tampering with food, and then we'll get into a little something else.
Mm-hmm.
So, Ariel, have you ever worked in food service?
One day I did.
Oh, please tell us about it. Were you a server or a manager?
Server manager. I was a trainee. So I worked in Great America, which is Paramount's Great America. It's a amusement park over here in Santa Clara, right next to Levi Stadium. And this was my first job. I was still in high school, so I had a work permit and got hired over there. I only worked one day as a barista at this place called Cup of Joe. And it was cool. Actually, I liked it a lot. Except I cursed in front of customers really loudly because I messed up on an order, and I just blurted out the F word really loud. And yeah, that was it for me. I mean, I finished the shift, but they never called me back. I was kind of reprimanded afterwards about my use of language, and they they said I was the best frother they've ever had, in one day, milking the frothing the milk. Ugh, sounds weird. Anyway, I was
Yes,
a
it
good.
does.
Yes, it does. I was a good milk frother though. So they were like, "You're you're one of the best I've ever seen in such a short amount of time of learning this." And I was like, "Okay, cool." And then they were like, "Well, we can't have you coming back because of what I said." And oh yeah, and I broke 3 of those carafes of, you know, where they have the hot coffee and they just leave it there in the big ass thermos, that self-serve thermos.
Yes.
Yeah, I broke 3 of those. I didn't know that it was glass inside. At the time, they had glass inside. It was insulated in the thermos, and they told me to empty it out. So I did, but it was, you know, it was still hot inside, and I put cold water to rinse it out, and it freaking shattered 3 of them.
Wow.
And yeah, I'm like, ooh.
That's probably the reason, you know.
That too. I broke 3 of those on my first day, but
Yeah.
other than that, that was my first and only. Well, I don't know. Do you want to count the movie theater? When I worked in the movie theater, I was working in box office, but I also kind of helped out in the concessions when it got really busy. So I don't know if you want to count that, but I mean, I made popcorn. I served popcorn, hot dogs, whatever. But that was about it. That was just a little helper gig I had when I wasn't busy in the box office.
Well, I see a set of 3 of those carafes are $108.
Wow, that came out of my paycheck. No wonder you only got $30. No, I was kidding.
Wow.
But,
yeah.
How about you? Did you work in a food industry?
You know,
yeah, you were a bartender. Well, you were a bartender. Right?
Yeah, bartender,
bar
server,
owner, server.
manager. Yeah. So when I well, you know, it's the best of times, the worst of times. But I did have a food tampering story, so I thought I would share that.
Yeah.
So a restaurant one of the first that I worked in, there was this guy who would come in and he would always sit at a 2-top table. I think usually, I remember him doing it. Maybe I don't know. Maybe he didn't always sit there. Maybe he sometimes would get a booth, but he was a quote unquote photographer.
Mm-hmm.
And he would always be there with, I'm going to say young boys, young men. And this was in a college town, and I'm not going to give the name of the restaurant, so nobody try and guess.
Mm-hmm.
And so this guy would come in and he would sit there for a long time, and he would bring examples of his photos and whatever. And he would sit for a really, really, really long time. And, you know, the servers would be like trying to get out of there, and he would still be sitting there. And, you know, they would want their tip. And he wasn't a great tipper. He was an average tipper, you know, 15%. But he, you know, would take up a table for a couple of hours, you know, where they could, you know, turn it and get more money, which is, you know, the name of the game when you're in the business, you know, turn and burn. Right. Well, he was kind of particular, but he also did not want you to come and bother him. He wanted you to look and see if his glass needed. If it needed, then stop, but don't stop every 5 minutes and ask him, because he's trying to talk to these young guys and he's trying to convince them to let him take pictures of him. And there were some times in the restaurant, like when it was clearing out, that we saw him taking pictures of the guys in the place, and it was a little creepy. And then of course he had this book that he would have there that would, you know, he would flip through it and show the guys pictures of other boys that he had taken. And that I mean, so all in all, it was a little weird. And it would have been and I've thought about this. It would have been just as weird if it was a male photographer doing that with a female, or a female doing it with a male. It had nothing to do with it. He was a male and he was taking pictures of these young guys. Mm-hmm. But it was just that whole situation of sitting there looking through his mannerisms, he was interested in these guys, is what I'm trying to say.
Right.
So it was weird. It was just very weird that he would sit there for a couple of hours, right? If I here's an example, or a counterpoint. Me being in real estate, if I'm going to go out to lunch with someone, I'm not going to make 2 hours out of it and show them my portfolio. I'm not going to do that in a restaurant that's crowded. I'm going to come to my office, or let's meet at an office, or even a coffee shop, but not this situation where you sit for, a couple of hours and you're showing them all these other pictures that you've taken. So it was weird. Well, this guy could be difficult and he could be rude. And on one night, he upset someone somewhere. I do not think I was in the building. I may have been, but I was bartending, so I didn't see anything that went on, which is always a good answer, right?
Right.
But apparently, a laxative was put in his food. And the cook that put it in there, the person that was expediting the food, they also saw it. And the person that, the server who knew that it was done and who complained about it, all three were let go because someone complained anonymously to the hotline that this corporation had.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And, after it was over with, I thought, how stupid. They were like 3 long-term employees, not like, it was their first week. I mean, they had been there a long time, like a couple of years. Mm-hmm. And I think everybody was college students. And, it was a job where they got to work their hours they wanted and whatever. The expediter, he only worked on like Friday and Saturday nights for a few hours, and that was it. So it was just crazy that they got let go because they were upset with this guy and they put X-Lax. I mean, and just putting a couple of X-Lax in it, I mean, he may not even know that he had it, right?
Right.
I mean, he would wake up in the morning, take a crap. I mean, he's not going to go, I was an asshole. That's not so they spiked my food. He's not going to realize where he was and that he was an ass. And I mean, it was just really stupid. And it's something that you don't expect. I wouldn't expect like intelligent college kids to do. I would think that somebody in there would go, no, we're not doing that. No, I'm not letting you do that. No, don't do that. You know what I mean?
Right. Exactly.
Yeah. So. And
I mean, honestly, I don't think the guy was breaking any laws, was he? I mean, sure, he was being creepy and everything, but.
No. And it wasn't that he was being creepy. That's my observation. It was that he would go there and sit for hours.
Right.
And would not be a good tipper.
But does any of that justify putting X-Lax in his food?
No. And he could be rude.
Right,
like
right.
If someone's bugging him or whatever. But no, I mean, there's no excuse for any of that. Right. I mean, it was really crazy, and it was, of course, it was a big deal, and so that's my tampering with food story.
Yeah. Oh, this reminds me of one time when someone put an ox penis in my soup. Speaking of tampering with food, there was an entire cock in my soup, Frankie.
Oh boy.
That's where.
Yeah. There's another time that this happened. So this is after I'd owned a nightclub, and I knew the owner of this place, and we went in there, my friend Michael and I, and I said, "Man, this drink tastes weird," and it tasted like a cleaner or something, right?
Oh. Mm-hmm.
So we leave, and probably an hour or two, my stomach starts rumbling, and I could tell that something was wrong. So I call the guy back, and I said, "Hey, it's me." He goes, "Yeah." Like he just kind of stopped.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what do you want? Well, I know he's probably had a long shift, whatever. And he was actually the owner, and he didn't work in there often. And I said, I was just in there just a little bit ago, and I had this drink, a couple of them, and my drink tasted really weird. And now I've got a really bad upset stomach. And he was just like, okay.
Mm-hmm.
It was just awkward. That's the reason I did that little pause there. It was awkward because he's not like, oh, I'm sorry. What do you think it is? I don't know what it could be. And so he didn't say anything. And I said, well, here's what I think it might be, and you should get it checked. I think that your either your dishwasher did not run its complete cycle, and somebody stopped it after the wash and not after the rinse mode, because now it comes to me that taste is like a chemical. So I said you should either check and make sure that thing ran its a complete cycle, or that there's not something wrong with it where it's not draining properly and all that stuff is just staying in the bottom and throwing it back up in there.
Mm.
And he's like, okay. I mean, it was just so weird. He didn't apologize. He didn't say, hey, come back by, I'll get you another drink. Sorry that. Let me know how it works out. Nothing. A guy that I'd known for a couple of years. And I was just like, was he afraid to say anything? Out of fear of admitting guilt.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah. It just came out. It just came across so odd that he just didn't want to.
Yeah, it's I mean, it could have been worse. It could have been like an ox penis in your drink. You could have had a penis colada. But
you know how you have like celery sticking out of your Bloody Mary?
Yeah.
It's just a penis, and
the penis sticking out of there, and you have to go,
tilts over the tilts
over.
Edge.
It's all limp. Yeah. It's crazy.
Yeah, you got. I mean, it looks like a giant mushroom.
Yeah. Yeah, it does. With the long ass stem.
Yeah,
veiny,
exactly.
Crazy.
Yeah, a long veiny stem.
Long veiny stem. I was like, what kind of fungus is? What kind of mushroom is this? That's pretty crazy. No, it's a dick. Shit.
All right.
It's just an episode, man.
All right. Well, I've got one more segment here.
Mm-hmm.
And
Wyoming man or not?
Not to rip off Jeff and Barry too much, but we're going to call this one Guess the State. Yeah, there we go. So I'd actually sent this to Jeff, and he didn't read it, and my feelings aren't hurt, but I actually found a really cool article, and there are and I couldn't believe that the story was true. So I re-googled some of the details, and I found it was covered by two different news companies, and so there's two different coverings of this. So I'm going to read one, and then I'm going to read the other.
Okay.
And then I want you to guess what state this guy's from. You ready?
All right.
On the morning of April 27th, a blank county man found an unusual way to season his chicken. He awoke to find that one of his chickens had entered his home. While the man tried to corral the chicken, it escaped him by flying high on the top of a kitchen cabinet. Due to a leg injury from weeks before, where he fell into a fire, he was unable to climb the step stool to retrieve the chicken. His frustration led him to throw a jar of jalapenos at the chicken in an effort to scare him down. This resulted in the untimely death of the chicken, perhaps found a new method for seasoning food. Here's the second. A man was startled awake with sounds banging around his house early Wednesday morning. At first, he suspected an intruder, but then quickly learned his house was being burglarized by one of his own pet chickens. The 45-year-old man then tried to wrangle the avian trespasser, but was unable to catch the prized pet. I could have caught her if I didn't have this bum leg, the man said. The chicken took the high ground and began crowing on its newfound perch, a tall bookshelf. As the man attempted to swat down the chicken with a broom and other household items, the chicken became aggressive, leading the man to defend himself with a jar of jalapenos. To his dismay, he hit the chicken, killing it and busting the glass jar of spicy peppers all over his living room. As the man wept over the loss of his chicken and a mess of liquid glass and peppers, he lamented, "I should have just set the house on fire. It would have been easier to clean up." Ariel, what state did this occur?
Okay, so we got a couple of things here. A pet chicken, a jar of jalapenos, that was it. A pet chicken and a jar of jalapenos. This could only take place in Texas.
Oh, excellent guess, but no.
It's Oklahoma. I knew it.
This happened in Live Oak, Florida.
What?
To none other than brother shipper Shard Johnson.
Really?
Yes. I wrote one of the stories. My wife wrote the other.
Oh, shit. Okay.
We love you, Shard.
We do.
Much love. Shard, my homeboy. But anyway, there we go. That's the true story. Maybe Shard will. I guess I'm living up to Shard's post. I really am a heel for breaking kayfabe on that story.
You are, you son of a. No, I'm just kidding. Wow. Wow. Okay.
Now, maybe Jeffrey did not want to read that story because of the chicken tie. Maybe he thought he'd upset Shard. I don't know. I didn't hear back from him. But me, I said, you know what? Shard will get a kick out of it. Bless his heart. The man has been through some rough times, but he still can make jokes at himself and have a good time with it. So
yeah, definitely.
And he's going to, entertain the brothership with that fine story.
Yeah, indeed.
Plus, we only got about 50 to 100 people, depending on the week, that will listen to this. So it may not even get back to him.
I'll get back to him.
Well, let's hope not. No, I'm just kidding.
We need the ratings. We need the listeners.
We need the brothership to listen to the brother-shippers. I do have something in the works here that's going to be huge. It's going to be huge. Okay. It's we are going to have a Bruce Springsteen episode featuring Matt Crowder, Max Spiker, Chris Spiker, maybe Dr. Spiker, and anybody else that wants to come on.
Nice. Oh, hold on, my dog.
Sounds like my dog.
Well, they're both dogs, so they probably sound alike. I don't know what that means.
Well, usually it's Max. He's over here barking.
I think the mailman came, so she's barking. You could edit all of that out.
Wow. So tell us, what made the mailman come?
Deliver it? Oh wow. Well, ask Jamie. This episode, I don't know about this episode, man. We might have to do this over or something. No, but yeah, Springsteen. I don't know much about Springsteen other than like his hits as a kid growing up, but that sounds like a great episode, having all of those big Springsteen. See, that's a hard word for me to say. Words are hard. Springsteen aficionados such as the Spiker family and Crowder and whoever else wants to get in on the fun. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Yeah.
Are you really?
No, yeah. No, I'm definitely gonna listen to it, but I'm not going to be a part of the conversation because I don't know much about Springsteen.
Yeah, me neither. But,
You're a Kiss
I'm
fan,
happy
right?
to record and let them go and let them have a good time. And I'm just glad that there's so many things that the brothership have in common that, they can talk about things other than wrestling, such as food, sports, movies, music, TV, chicken salad,
chicken stuff. A lot of other things. No. I mean, you're right. I mean, we have a lot of brothershipers that have a lot of other things in common. Not just the love of watching two half-naked men roll around in the mats. We love other things as well too. So, good on you, brothershipers. Yeah.
Yes, very good on you.
Very good on you guys.
So let's go ahead and go to this cluster of a conversation here with Jason Ward, Travis Strange, Chris Zaha, Kevin Dignam. Jason Ward, this is Frankie Seacrest. How's it going?
It's going well, Frankie Seacrest. How are you?
Great, man. Great. You sound like a Canadian.
That is not correct at all.
I know, but you're pretty damn close.
Well, yeah, I don't know. I'm a kind of a chameleon. It depends on who I'm with, and I don't know.
Well, which Jason Ward are we going to get on June the 4th at the CWF Legends Fan Fest? Is it Canadian Jason Ward? Is it the former pro wrestler Jason Ward reliving his glory days? Tell me, who will arrive in Tampa on June the 3rd?
The person who will arrive. Well, first of all, if I arrive in Tampa on June the 4th, you'll be seeing a very grateful Jason Ward, because as I've said, this will be the first time I've flown since 1997 and the first time I've been east of the Rockies since 1987.
Where did you go in 87?
Here's the thing. So in 86 and 87, I was 9 and 10 years old. So my parents sent me over to Fort Mill, South Carolina to visit relatives. I had not yet started watching professional wrestling, so it did not occur to me to ask my uncle to possibly take me to a Jim Crockett show at the height of the Jim Crockett Promotions 80s run. So while, I guess I missed out on, seeing Dusty Rhodes and Tully Blanchard and Ric Flair and all that kind of stuff. I'm not sure if my Aunt Ruth would have let him take me, but I think something could have been worked out. But that's kind of one of my big aw shucks is that I didn't start watching wrestling until 1988. So I remember Dusty Rhodes on the Mellow Yellow commercials, though. I do remember that. That completely stood out to me because he was sitting there drinking the Mellow Yellow, talking his talk, and wearing the United States title belt on this commercial. And I do remember that, but I didn't, so it was a bummer. It's a bummer to look back on it on hindsight,
For those that don't know, Fort Mill is on the South Carolina side of Charlotte. Charlotte is sort of on the border of North Carolina and South Carolina, and on the other side there is Fort Mill. So a lot of companies are in Fort Mill to avoid whatever North Carolina taxes that they are, even though they want the Charlotte, North Carolina workforce.
Yeah. I did go, however, and this was in 86, it was the height of the PTL era. So I did get to go to Heritage USA, which was a Christian theme park that was run by Jim and Tammy Faye Baker, the famous televangelist. Best wave pool I've ever seen at an amusement park. And then in 87, everything kind of went to hell for him. So,
why did it go to hell for him? Please explain to us, Jason.
If I recall correctly, Mr. Baker was I don't know the particulars, but it was
here I do.
I bet you do, but bilking people out of their money, if I'm not mistaken, or maybe tax evasion.
Well,
but
it was actually there was some taxes, but however, he was having sex with a secretary, young secretary by the name of Jessica Hahn.
Jessica. Yep, she broke kayfabe on that shit real quick.
Didn't she? And then she went on to star in the Sam Kinison video, Wild Thing.
Wow, now you're digging up some old memories. I remember that. Sam Kinison.
And he said,
"Dear Lord, would he be canceled today?"
Boy, when that kid, you got to taste what other men had for lunch.
Good Lord. Or to quote Chris Harper, that's nice.
Yeah, shout out to Chris. He did a video for my boy Shard Johnson, who set his leg on fire. Get well soon, Shard.
Shard set his own leg on fire?
Yep, he was trying to do that cane gimmick, and he was trying to make the pyro pop up. He was a little close and got his leg in it.
Oh boy.
Yeah, you'll get to hear Shard's stories of, his craziness that he's got going on, and he's trying to set his leg on fire, trying to steal Kane's gimmick. I mean, he's got a ton of stories. He lives there on a farm in Live Oak. I went up there to see him once. Had a great time. He's in all seriousness, he's a great dude. I mean, don't trust him around a fire though.
Right. Yeah. But back to the question that you asked earlier, what kind of Jason Ward are you going to be getting? I'm going to be grateful to be there. I'm probably going to be starstruck by the lineup that Barry has put together. Again, I bought a ticket for last year's deal and wound up not going. So I'm really grateful to be able to go this year. Rest in peace, Joe Christie. Thoughts and prayers to the family and everything. And I'm honored to receive this gift in his name. And but yeah, I mean, I'm gonna be just kind of starstruck, and just I'm gonna go and soak everything in, and it's gonna be an experience.
Yeah, it actually is. I'll tell you that it changed my life. I probably shouldn't say it changed my life, but it it really gave me a new perspective on the brothership, because I was a big lurker in the group, and I had been since whenever they started it. And then I went to the one before that one, and I just didn't know how they work. I hadn't been to a wrestling convention in forever. I've told the story many times, so I won't bore everybody with it. But I shouldn't put him over, but I will, because I'm that nice of a guy. Chris Zaha was very nice to my wife and I, and was very gregarious. Came up and talked and made us feel very welcome there. So shout out to Chris, and if you didn't have something to do in about 20 minutes, you could hang out and talk with him and roast him. But he really made us feel welcome, and had his two of his kids there. And I've always enjoyed his posts, and he's really funny. I was a little uncomfortable by the jokes that people made at his expense. I'm not going to lie about that, but if he's okay with the jokes that they make on him, I'm okay with the jokes and I'll just say I love the guy. I think he's a good guy, until he starts shitting on me, and then I'll come at him hard. Not come at him hard. Hold on, let me take that back. Then I'll shit back on him. We'll just have a German porn fest. We'll shit on each other.
Hey, okay, this is supposed to be broken kayfabe, not broken territory. Anyway, well, here's the thing, and you met Chris. I've never met the man before in my life. He makes himself so open on social media that I feel like I've known him for decades. I feel like I've known him for a long time, and we've had conversations about things not having to do with wrestling that have been really meaningful. So I'm looking forward to meeting him, and I'm honestly really looking forward to meeting Jeff and Barry, and just letting them know how much I appreciate the work that they do on the podcast and various different other things. And because I'm a West Coast kid, when I started watching wrestling in 1988, I was living in the Northern Bay Area of California. Roy Shire's territory had long since gone, so all all we had was WWF at the time, and we didn't even have the NWA or WCW really coming over. And so, everything I know about the territories I read in the magazines and stuff. So, now in the day of social media and podcasts and everything like that, I really appreciate having something like Breaking Kayfabe or like the Brothership Group, where so many people have experience with this Florida territory that was such an iconic territory and such a cornerstone of professional wrestling and the NWA for so long, and so many great legends being a part of that territory. And just I learned so much about wrestling in Florida and all of the things that have happened and the personalities and stuff like that. So, I'm looking forward to meeting them and being able to express that to them. And whatever happens with the wrestlers, that are on the lineup, that's going to be cool too. It's funny. You mentioned that I had been a wrestler, which I have been in the business myself. It's been a while, and that's a story for another time. I haven't wrestled in a long time. I've been kind of doing things here and there. I live in Vancouver, Washington. For people who don't know, that's about 10-15 minutes north of Portland, Oregon. I'm a Pacific Northwest guy ever since I was 13 years old. Love the Portland territory. Got a chance to kind of work in this territory when it was basically a barren desert in the early 2000s, which now the Pacific Northwest has so many indie promotions going on, having so many shows with big names and stuff, and you're seeing a real resurgence of wrestling in this territory. So I had what I like to call a brief few years in the business. The main thing I'm known for in wrestling here is just basically among the boys, and that's I had a wardrobe malfunction during a match that was recorded for television. And unfortunately, it wasn't necessarily a Nikita Koloff moment, but it definitely was. It definitely was,
Was it a Rory Fox moment?
Oh wow, the Paperboy.
Yeah. He had a match with Dolph Ziggler trying to make a comeback, and his whole crotch blew out of his pants. And he thought I'm sorry, did I say Dolph Ziggler? Zack Ryder. He thought Zack Ryder did it on purpose, and he did not.
Right. So I'll tell you what happened. So I was in the ring with this big German guy, right? And we were having this match, and he gave me a clothesline, and I think that's where it actually happened. But it wasn't until I got into the corner with the guy that the referee whispers to me, your dick is showing. So I froze. I was mortified. I didn't know what to do. Like that was a horrific moment, and we finished the match, but it was just, there's a picture that I have of me in the corner with, my little wad of gum sticking out.
Yeah.
Well, it wasn't even the sausage. It was it was one of the berries.
Dude, I'm trying to put you over.
Well, I appreciate that, but you know what? Sometimes visual evidence trumps, any kind of. I do appreciate that, but anyway, so now, that's what I'm known for amongst the boys around here. I really didn't do much beyond, local independents and flea market shows. And if there was a ring in a parking lot, I'd try to get on there and stuff. And, but I worked with some guys like the Grappler and Sandy Barr helped train me, which for those of you who don't know was old time promoter for Don Owens, referee.
Father of
Jesse Barr and Art Barr.
Yes.
And if you ask a lot of other people, father of them too, even though the paternity test probably would reveal something different.
Okay.
Anyway, so I was able to live a dream and have a wrestling match, but bad life choices kind of took me in a different direction with it, and so now I'm kind of I'm kind of sitting here kind of as a fan again, and So being able to come to Legends Fan Fest and meet meet some of my contemporaries, or not contemporaries, but my predecessors, is going to be a real honor, and I'm still going to fanboy over it. It's going to be so cool to meet Bill Eadie, and Barry Darso, because I grew up on Demolition, and with the advent of watching tapes, the Masked Superstar, Crusher Khrushchev, Bill Alfonso, just all of them. It's going to be really cool. But I think what's really going to make the trip is being able to meet the brother shippers and get to know some of you guys.
Well, you are 100% correct, sir. That is the highlight for me personally. The legends are cool. They're great. You should do it. You should get your picture with them. The selfie. You should get their 8x10s, whatever. Get your shit signed by them. However, those moments when you're not talking to the legends, the moments that you're talking to the brother shippers, that's the shit that's going to stick with you. You'll have a picture of you and Demolition, but what you'll be thinking about when you leave there and head back to Vancouver is you'll be thinking about, damn, I know it's going to be raining when I get back, and that's going to suck. But the other thing you'll think about is, man, I had such a great time with the brother shippers. I'm glad I actually got to put faces with the names and got to spend some time with them, because those guys there are just absolutely awesome and amazing. And I can't thank them enough for making my wife and I feel welcome and spending time with us.
Well, and from a perspective of somebody who's been a wrestler, performed, whatever you want to say, I just really appreciate from the wrestler standpoint, that we have when I was wrestling, we had a lot of people who would come to the matches no matter what, if it was in a bingo hall or if it was in a bowling alley or in a flea market parking lot, and we'd have those regulars and the holdovers from the old Don Owens territory that would still come out and watch. And it means a lot, and it's really cool that when you go out there and that you have people like that behind you, even if you're a heel or if you're a hero, and so it's the fans that really made the experience for me as a wrestler. And so it's really important that the talent have people like the brother shippers and like those old school fans, or even the more modern fans come out, just to have that group of people that just love wrestling and support it, and for years and years and years, I mean, it's really, really cool. And as somebody who participates,
go ahead, I'm sorry.
I was going to say, and as somebody who participates in social media, it's also cool that, we get to have these groups of people where we can communicate and have a common ground to talk about things like Florida wrestling or the Pacific Northwest or whatever.
You're 100% correct. You can have a conversation in a group and have people comment and like your stuff. And I don't do a whole lot of wrestling stuff in the group, but I do share my family life, because I feel like the guys in the group are family, so if it's something that's going on or whatever, if it's food, I try not to load it with my kids, because honestly, nobody wants to see that shit, right? The people who want to see my kids and my wife and stuff, they'll just friend me. But those others, it's, hey, what food are we eating? Like Barry and Jeff say, they break kayfabe on not just wrestling, but sports, TV, music, movies, all that good stuff. So but also I'll say that I'm a new dad. I've only been a dad for 3.5 years. So I look to guys that are fathers in there for, I don't want to say inspiration. I don't know how else to put it, right? To see how they love their kids. And there's just not a doubt that these guys are in the brothership who are the nice guys who take time and go out of their way to make people feel loved and welcome, are also good dads. And I could connect on that level.
Yeah. Like you said, it's more than just wrestling, and I'll go I'll have a random thought about a show I'm watching, and I'll go into that group and I'll say, hey, what do you guys think about this? And then I'll get like 5 or 6 different responses. I mean, it doesn't have to be wrestling. And I think that's what stood out about Barry and Jeff's podcast, is because, we have, God, by the time they started their podcast, we had already had about 10,000 different wrestling podcasts, but they wanted to stand out and say, okay, we're going to talk about wrestling, but we're going to talk about these other things too. Even getting so far as to talk about their own personal lives and go personal into stuff. And if I recall correctly, I think Barry talked about his divorce, and then somebody came on the page and said, hey, I'm going through this too, and divorce ain't no joke. I've never had to deal with it, but I know it ain't no joke. And I saw this brother shipper, kind of relate like that and get some support for what he was going through, because Barry shared his story, and kind of got vulnerable that way. And, so.
That's the truth. And I told my wife, I said, I think that Barry's going through a divorce, and she didn't know Barry. I didn't know Barry, and I told her who he was. And then a couple weeks later, he said something else, and I was like, "Oh yeah, I think he's definitely going through a divorce." And then he finally, announced that. You could tell that that was tough on him, and I appreciate that, and in part because my wife was married and divorced before I met her. So hearing him and seeing him love his kids and miss his kids is something that I could relate to, because these kids that weren't mine prior to December the 26th, 2018, all of a sudden became mine December 26th, 2018. And every other week when they're with their father, I miss those kids. So I get what he's saying, and how, Barry wants to spend the time with them, and he does all these trips and blah, blah, blah with the kids. And I can relate. And also Jana could relate, that she went through that, and we both, empathize with Barry and his situation. And I really appreciate him making himself vulnerable to say that, because whatever you say, something that you're going through, chances are somebody else is going to chime in and say, I went through that. My dad went through it. My mom went through it. My friend went through it. It's going to be somebody's going to reach out, and they're going to relate and say, sorry to hear that. If you need to talk.
Yeah. Or Jeff's cancer, just taking us through the journey from point A to point Z, I mean, who can't relate, whose life hasn't been touched by cancer?
Well, not to get sad on it, but sadly, all of our lives have been touched by it now. That we announced that Joe was number 1, Tony Botts was number 2, and then Joe called me up and said, "Hey, I'm not going to be able to make it. I don't think none of the medicine's working." And so here was a guy. Our number 1 goal was to get him to FanFest and give him, I don't want to say a dying wish, but that's how it felt to me and my wife, was like, hey, let's get him to FanFest. And it sort of felt like we failed, even though we had no control over it, right? All that we wanted, and all that a lot of people wanted, was Joe to make it. But it was out of our hands, out of all of our hands. And 3 weeks after he told me that the medicine's not working, and they're going to put him in some type of place that I should get another brother shepherd to take his place. 3 weeks later, he was dead, to the day. 3 weeks later, to the day that he was dead. And so we've all now, all of us, and I've talked with Ariel, and we cried on the phone together about Joe, about this man that we never met, that I only had minuscule conversations with about his ticket. Never talked to him outside, because frankly, I was just a lurker, and I'm not one to poke and pry, and I don't have a lot of time to have messages, through the Facebook Messenger. So I just didn't have a relationship with Joe, even though I, sympathized with what the man was going through. But
yeah,
he touched so many people.
Well, I just remember him being a prolific poster. Nothing necessarily that he's posted stood out to me. Just, when you said the name, I was like, oh my gosh, that's like one of the most prolific contributors to the Brothership page that I can think of. Like, the name automatically rung a bell, and
hang on just a second. I just got a message here. I need to bring someone else on. Here we go.
All right, hold on. Wait, who's here? What is this?
Oh, you've got Frankie Seacrest.
Okay, hold on.
And you've got Jason Ward.
Oh God, hold on. I'm going to hang up now. Hold on, I'm going to try and connect my head.
Hey now.
God, is Travis going to be on here too?
I'm adding him to the call right now.
Okay.
If it makes you feel any better, Chris, I'm only going to be on here for another 2 or 3 minutes.
Hold on a second.
He really Jason really makes people how to feel like crap, Hey, Travis Raines, you're with Jason Ward, Chris Zaha, and Frankie Seacrest.
What's going on?
Hey, man, if you want to roast Jason Ward, now's the time to do it because he's belling on us.
Why is he bad? He just got on.
Well, we've been talking about almost 30 minutes. He couldn't make the original time that you guys had, so I said, hey, let me call him and just record with him and see if he could put me over just a little bit.
All right, hold
on.
Hopefully, he did.
Well, I'm putting him over for being a nice guy for now, but we'll see how that works on June 4th.
Wow,
man!
I'm still waiting for Chris to call me out when he calls out his haters.
No, you're not on my list. At least not.
Actually, I have hard evidence that I'm hater number 4. So.
Well, let me tell you something, man. Chris and I have kind of this joke. I went into I think it was the Mothership group or maybe it was Breaking Kayfabe, and I posted 2 words a couple of years ago, and it was Lemmy sucks. And let me tell you something.
Oh.
I was eviscerated. So sometimes when Chris posts one of his 10,000 pictures of Lemmy per day, I'll go on there and I'll say, Lemmy, such a good-looking man. Or I'll almost say it again.
All right. Can you guys hear me?
Oh, you sound great, Chris.
All right, because I had to switch to my headphones because you guys are too loud.
I know, really, man. Sorry.
Really, I hate people that talk so much. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
So annoying.
Well, Chris, go ahead and put yourself over, please.
Well, hold on. Are you going to stay on, Jason, or no? Why don't you just stay on? You have nowhere to go. You have no friends.
You're absolutely right. I have absolutely 0 friends. So I'm going to go cower in the corner, suck my thumb, and I'm going to cry.
That's fine.
That I
well, you could do that here.
I do it on video, man.
I understand that. I do have a previous commitment, though. I appreciate you having me on, Frankie. I'll come on when I have more time to get eviscerated by Chris and Travis and whoever else you happen to have on that time.
Oh no, we would never do that.
I really do appreciate it. I look forward to seeing everybody on June 4th. And, like I said, thoughts and prayers to Joe Christie's family. And a lot of gratitude, Frankie, to you and your wife for this amazing gift. And you gentlemen have a good rest of the podcast.
All right, man.
Great.
Take care.
All right.
Yeah, bye.
Nice chatting with you.
Wow. What a loser.
Oh man!
Oh God!
Thank God he's gone.
Can you believe that, fat Mark?
So his phone is ringing.
That's me. That's my timer to get up and talk to you guys. But you know what? I left my hot wife in bed. We were watching Naked and Afraid, and had the dogs in the bed. Chris, you know what I'm talking about. Travis, you got dogs?
Yeah.
How many you got?
I got 2.
All right. So you get it.
Yeah, but he hates his dogs though. You can't count him. He hates animals.
Well, I used to hate the one that we have.
Hey, thank you for saying that, Chris. Saving me the trouble.
I hated the new one we got because she wouldn't stop pissing and shitting in the house. But now she's gotten good.
Yeah, that speaks to me. I understand. I understand completely. Well, so I talked to Travis and you earlier, Frankie, and I said, hey, what year were you like not watching wrestling? Because I'm hoping you were going to say like, oh, I watched it like 95, 96, because I thought that would be a good year for us to talk about. And of course, you're like, oh, no, I had sex then. I stopped watching wrestling. I'm like, okay. Yeah, what a mark. What a mark. It's amazing how many guys are like, oh, once I had sex, I stopped watching wrestling. I'm like, dude, it takes 14 minutes for a guy to have sex. There's plenty of time to watch wrestling after that.
Yeah,
come on, guys.
But you spend the rest of the time chasing it.
Well, that's a good point. That's a good point. I don't know why you don't talk about wrestling during sex. I mean, that's the best time to do it. You're like, oh man, this reminds me of when Dusty got jumped in the parking lot.
Hey, well, you know what? When I sat down at that table with you guys at the last Legends Fan Fest, I thought I was like a wrestling fan. I learned I don't know shit. You guys were talking about years, people losing matches in years, and guess what? I don't even remember the year. I don't even remember 93. I mean, that's the truth. I might remember a thing or two I did in the military in 93. That's about it.
Well, a lot of that, like I used to just read all the magazines, and those are like really like stat heavy, if you want to call it that, for wrestling. So that's the only reason I remember any of that stuff. Is just because, I read it in Pro Wrestling Illustrated or whatever. I don't know how Travis remembers. He's a lot younger than both of us.
God dang, let me tell you this.
Yeah.
Travis is a smart mother.
Okay,
effer.
let's dive it down a notch.
No, that guy really is. He really is. He can talk to you about anything, and he knows his stuff. When we were on with Matt Crowder, I just had to shut up because, and I'm going to do it here in a minute too, but because he was talking about stuff that I just didn't even know or comprehend. And you know what? I used to live in North Carolina, so I should have known who owned Bojangles and who owned the Panthers. I knew nothing.
Well, it figures that, Travis knows who owns the fast food places because he's a fat.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Right, Travis? Now he's going to say,
yeah.
now look, Chris. Now look. Oh, man. What a mark.
The guy who lives in the Midwest.
Yeah. So what happened with you, Frankie? So you got out of high school and you're like, God, I'm done with wrestling. I'm not watching this for now.
No, I went to the military. I had no way to watch any of it. And then in 93, the beginning of 93, I was stationed at Fort Campbell, Kentucky, and I would watch USWA there out of Nashville. I would go to the USWA shows as much as I could. But, Nashville was 30 miles away. And I also was, I would sometimes go to the nightclubs instead of going to the wrestling shows. But I did go to a few shows there in Nashville. I won tickets one time. You know how you buy the program and the program's got a number on it and they draw it, or they give you a ticket when you buy the program.
Right.
I won, and then I realized that when the tickets that I won for, I was going to be, I think, in Panama or deployed somewhere. And so I went, and Christine Cherrick gave me my money back.
Oh, nice. That was nice, Bert.
Yeah.
That's cool. See, and they say the Jarretts don't pay people. Come on.
Well, and I didn't know it was Christine Jarrett. I used to know her name was Teeny. I mean, how do you not forget a name like Teeny? And then much later, 15 or whatever, I started hearing Teeny on the podcast. And I was like, oh my gosh, that was the lady, and that she was the ticket taker.
That's amazing. What are you about to say, Travis? I know you want to say something. She's the money person.
She was the money lady.
So hold on a second. So did you start listening to the 605 then, Frankie? Is that how you came to this where we are now? Did you start with the 605?
You are correct. I was at the very beginning of the 605. Not sure how I found it. Maybe just searching wrestling, but I was at the very beginning with Brian Last and Bix. I absolutely loved it.
Yeah.
Tom Robinson.
Yeah. Yeah.
Haven't listened to it in years though.
What'd you say, Travis?
I was late to the 605 party. So.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I did not know that about you.
Did you find Breaking Kayfabe first?
No, I was listening to Cornette, and then I started listening to the 605. And
Yeah, I
then
think that's how I
Breaking
found it
Kayfabe.
too. Yeah.
Yep.
That was awesome. Breaking Kayfabe is the best.
It
Did I
really
talk-
is.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Travis.
Oh, I wasn't going to say anything.
No, he has nothing to say. Trust me.
I'll say it is the best because it just shows that wrestling fans just don't sit around and talk about wrestling. You know, there's a shit that we could talk about, like food.
Right, like food. Yeah, absolutely. Anytime you guys want to just talk about food, just call me. I don't care how busy I am. I'll find time to talk about something to eat.
Hey, how's it feel to love food and work at a grocery store?
Oh, it's great. It's a great feeling. It's great. I work at. What were you going to say?
Do you eat well, live well? Do you eat well, live well, and shop well?
All in that order, especially the eat well part. But I DoorDash a lot though too because I'm not crazy about our hot bar.
Chris, how long have you worked in the grocery stores?
It'll be 31 years this year. But there was a 7-year stretch where I worked for Home Depot.
Okay, so yeah. Did you see the movie Waiting?
No.
Okay.
No,
so
I probably should though.
Yeah. So I'm curious if there's a lot of funny, pranks and stuff that go behind the scenes at grocery stores. Not yours, but maybe other ones that you've been in.
Right. See, I don't know what like I said, I've never seen the movie, so I don't know what kind of like the stuff we used to do was just like I can't remember because it's been so long, and it's just like.
Did you play a game where you like held your dicky in different positions and tried to get somebody else to see it?
No. What is the matter with you? What's wrong with you?
Or did you ever stretch out your ball sack and try to get someone to look at it and say it was a bat wing?
No. Are you okay? No. What is this?
Hey, it's not me, man. It's Dane Cook. He did that shit. And Ryan Reynolds, I think, was in it.
I heard that movie's really funny, but now I'm not so sure. Sounds kind of inappropriate. I'm actually kind of offended.
Well, it's only because he's been hit with the goat so many times.
Yeah, maybe.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So this doesn't sound like anything like 1992 WCW now, does it?
Well, so I'll tell you what. I'm going to just back out for a minute. Here we go. Guys, I didn't watch much of WCW in 1992. I was this is a shoot. You want to hear this? I was 5'10". I weighed 116 pounds, and I wrestled 119 on the wrestling team.
Wow, you were skinny.
I spent a lot of time not eating.
I guess not. Gee whiz.
I made up for it though.
Yeah, that's good. Well, yeah, it's like you're a big fatty now or anything. You know,
fat enough. But my friends that I wrestled with on the wrestling team would come over and we would watch the pay-per-views. My dad and my mom would buy them for me, and the other guys would chip in a couple bucks.
That's cool. That's cool. Were you watching WCW in 1992, Travis? I don't think you were you?
I hadn't really gotten into wrestling yet.
Oh God! You know what?
I know the people. I've gone back. I went back and watched a lot of the early '90s stuff.
Well, then we shouldn't even talk about that. But come on, what's the matter with you? Well, we should talk about other stuff then. We should talk about stuff that we actually experienced at the time. It's not the same as when you say, "Well, I went back and watched it." You didn't live it like I did, dude.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying, brother?
Well, yeah, but I'm also not like old as shit either.
That's true.
Oh, El Giante was in WCW at 92.
Yeah, he was a great wrestler. I liked his headlock.
Significantly better than Kevin Nash.
Okay. Anyways. All right. What a loser. I wish Kevin Nash was coming to FanFest. That would be amazing.
Man, he really is a cool person. Like, I mean, he is like I mean, he is like I am nowhere near, can never be as cool as he is, but he is like calm, cool, the one that everybody wants to be.
Right. Absolutely. I agree. We met him last month. He was really nice. He was very friendly. Travis didn't go though.
Yeah.
He'd rather stay home and watch TV. Right, Travis?
Yeah, that was nice. I took a nap.
Yeah, you napped all day that day. What a loser. What a clown.
It was great. It was great.
I'm sure it was. I'm sure it was.
92 was the York Foundation. Johnny B. Bad.
Yeah, Johnny B. Bad was awesome. What do you think of Johnny B. Bad, Travis?
He be bad.
Yeah, you know what? I hate you.
But not Austin is there.
Yeah, Stunning Steve. Yep. He's pretty good.
Steamboat.
Yeah. One Richard the Dragon Steamboat. He was great.
Vinny Vegas.
Yeah, he was awesome. Maybe the greatest big man of all time, especially in that gimmick of Vincent Vegas.
Yeah. Oh yeah. By far, that was his best gimmick.
I knew this girl once that she thought that Kevin Nash was his gimmick name and that his legit name was Vinny Vegas. I'm like, you're kidding. She's like, yeah, no, his name is Vinny Vegas. I'm like, it's really not. It's actually Kevin Nash. No, it's Vinny Vegas. I'm like, yeah, I'm pretty sure it's not.
Super
but okay.
Shredder. Actually,
Yeah, his name is Super Shredder.
Super Shredder is his number one gimmick. That's his best gimmick.
Yeah, it was a girl. She's not too smart. You know what I mean?
Filmed in my old hometown of Wilmington, North Carolina.
Oh, I did not know that.
Yeah.
Wow, look at that.
What hasn't been filmed in Wilmington, North Carolina?
That's a good point. That's a good point.
Yeah.
When we were there last time, I was sort of doing like a $2 tour with just Jana and I. So I was telling her the story of when Steve Buscemi got stabbed. You guys know that story?
No.
Yeah.
You know that story? Oh, you know that story? Well, tell me. I haven't heard it.
Well, he got cut in the face. That's
yes.
how he got that scar on his face.
Really? I didn't know that.
Like a knife fight outside of a bar.
Yeah. Had a pretty deep puncture wound, and it was, they didn't know whether he'd make it or not. And they drug him into this place called Firebelly. And so Janet and I were walking, and I said, where would a Firebelly used to be? And so I saw this door that went downstairs, and I said, dude, and I knew that was the door, but it's called something else now. And I said, man, what did this place used to be called? He goes, oh, man, it was a bunch of stuff. BB's Dead Crow Comedy Show. I was like, no, before that. And he goes, Firebelly. I was like, yes. I said, did you know that Steve Buscemi got stabbed and was taken down there and laid on a table and was about to bleed out? And he says,
wow.
Yeah. He's like, yeah. Well, you could tell he didn't,
Right. Just went along with it.
Yeah. So I walked off with Jan. I was like, yeah, guy didn't have a clue about that shit. You'll have to go home and Google it.
Yeah.
I think the guy was a Marine. That did it.
Yeah.
And then Vince Vaughn would never go back. He was so pissed off at the way they handled everything, he would not go back.
Really?
Yeah.
Vince Vaughn went to high school with my sister-in-law.
Where?
I don't know.
Okay.
Lake Forest, I guess. I don't know. I don't pay attention to that stuff. I'm busy.
Is that Illinois or?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I've never been anywhere but Illinois. It's my home. It's where I was born. It's where I'm going to probably die.
One of 10 kids.
1 of 10. Yep. That's where I was. I was
last
raised.
of 10. The last
This is where
of 10.
This is where I was raised, if you will, baby. Make a dream. Chris Nauha.
What it is, it's kind of like twins. It was all the kids before him, and then whatever was left over was Chrissy.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, they say the best for last. That's right. I hold this family together.
You're really the baby?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh, man. Yeah. That's really cool.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, my whole family's jealous of me. They always have been. I'm a trendsetter.
Well,
I inspire achievement. I'm sorry, go ahead.
So my daughter did this singing thing tonight, and
yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah, the people that were next to us was like this lady who was probably early 50s, and she was talking to another lady and said that she's got twins, and one of them is singing, but the guy that she was sharing her drink with had to be 90.
Wow.
And so So the woman who is like the mother of the guy that owns this acting company or whatever academy, she said to the gentleman who's old, and he's got his hair dyed black and he's got sunglasses on at 7:00 at night and a hat, and they got a nice jacket suit, but he's got cargo pants.
Yeah.
So she says, what's the age range of your kids? And this guy goes, centuries. And she says, centuries? He goes, yeah, centuries. And she's like, okay.
Wow. I didn't know David Jordan was there. We gotta get Diamond Dave on one of these calls.
I would love to. So today Ariel and I recorded, and then I didn't know who I would have on because no one has messaged says, hey, I want to be on. So I just sort of was like, all right, now we're going to go to our guest, and then I'm like, all right, we're back from our guest, and Ariel did one of his funny things. So I'm very thankful for you guys coming on. And now I'll let you guys have a conversation since you probably haven't talked in about 25 minutes.
Yeah. Well, I have nothing really to say to this guy. He texts me. He texts me every day.
Yeah.
He's lonely.
No,
What were you gonna say? I'm sorry, Travis.
No,
I mean to interrupt. Yeah, you do. You text me all the time, dude. It's really embarrassing.
Can you guys talk about the trip you all took together and who went and where you went and what you did?
We can't. It wasn't that exciting though. You start, Travis.
Well, I'm jealous. So.
Yeah. Who went? Brandon went. You went. I went. Mark Hurtwick met us there.
And yeah,
that was it. That was it, right?
Yeah.
Other people were supposed to go, but stuff came up, so they couldn't all make it. But yeah, we were going to go to that. There was some wrestling convention and show in Chillicothe, Ohio, and Brandon and Travis didn't want to go. They wanted to just stay back at the Airbnb and eat Pop-Tarts and talk about cheese. And me and Mark just went. We met Kevin Nash, and Travis didn't. He could have met Kevin Nash, but he was like, "Oh, I'm too tired." What a sissy! I'm sorry. You go ahead, Travis.
I just didn't want to go.
I didn't want to go. This guy, what a clown! Let's go out of state to a wrestling convention and not go. What a baboon!
Hey man, it was a great vacation.
Oh, it was something.
I didn't do much. It was quite nice.
Yeah, I noticed.
Those Amish donuts were great.
Yeah, the Amish donuts were good. And remember that pizza we got? That was what an aberration that was. That was horrible. But we did get Go ahead. Sorry.
Remember the truly terrifying road we drove down?
They weren't terrifying unless you were driving.
Yeah.
I was driving with care. It was terrifying, but you didn't care. You're just like driving like a lunatic. I'm like, we're going to die today. I guess I'm going to lose my deposit on the car. Hey, you got problems.
No.
But the weather was terrible too. Or we had a snowstorm.
Well, I wasn't out driving. Yeah, it was like 5 inches of snow.
Yeah, I was pissed. I was mad.
My reason to not go to the wrestling convention.
Yeah, it was pretty fun. We met Ricky Steamboat. He was nice, and then we met Kevin Nash, and then Mark went and met Greg Valentine. He was actually pretty nice. And then we were going to go talk to Tully Blanchard, but Tully, we just missed him. He went back. Go ahead. Sorry.
Can I ask how it worked? Did you? So you paid an admission to get into the event. Did you have to pay to actually meet the people?
Yep.
Yeah, it was $10 to get in, I think, and
it wasn't much.
It was pay as you go.
Right, but I think Nash was like, yeah,
$30, $40, $50 for an autograph and a picture.
Yeah, it wasn't like crazy high, but it was, I would have liked to have paid a little less and whatever. But I mean, it was all right. Like Nash, I think was like $30 or $40, which I guess isn't bad.
Yeah, you have to think for the price of 4 pictures with Kevin Nash, you could attend the CWF Legends Fan Fest.
Yeah, exactly. It's true. That's true. There's gonna be a lot of people this year.
Yeah.
Are you going, Travis, or no? You're still going, right?
I'm going.
Yeah. That's the other thing. He'll text me every few days like, I can't make it. I'm like, yeah, you can. Shut up. Like, no, I'm not going. I can't go. I got too much going on. I'm like, okay.
So I proposed to Jana that we take more people, but we just have them bunk up together.
Yeah, do it.
You know, not just like queen beds in the room. They have to share like a king size bed together.
Yeah, absolutely. And they, you know what? Make them lay together naked. If they like wrestling, they're gonna prove it. If you like wrestling, you're gonna not wear clothes and like it.
Yeah, well, we'll do like a reality show where we pair like people who are the most opposite.
Exactly. I'm trying to think of, I don't know who else. See, I don't know who signed up for the thing. You know what I mean? So I don't know who like would be, if there's even anybody in the running. I don't know if you want to record all this, but I don't know if there's anybody that's even still like in the running or whatever. You know better than I do, Francis.
No. So it was tough. The last person was tough to decide because I mean, obviously we wanted Joe, and Joe was number one. And when your
Sure.
number one player's out, it was really heartbreaking.
Yeah.
But it was really a tie between several guys. But I'm going to be honest here, and this might get me some heat, but I don't really care.
Yeah.
Chris, you put the good word in for Jason Ward.
I should have done that. I regret doing that.
You already regret it now, don't you?
Yeah. I actually never liked
it. Put Frankie over. If you knew he was going to put Frankie over, you wouldn't have done that.
Well,
Well, here's why it matters that someone vouches for you. Chris, you won't believe this, but I think a lot of you really made Jan and I feel very welcome at the Fan Fest.
Well, that's very nice. I will tell you, and Travis will also, he could chime in on this. I'm a terrible judge of character. I'm a terrible judge of character. So like, if I put in a word for,
he's actually telling the truth.
Yes,
he is a terrible judge of character. I thought he was about to lie.
If I put in
back him up on his bullshit.
If I put in a word for something, like Jason's a good guy, so he's fine. But there have been a lot of people that I'm like, oh, this guy's a great guy, or this gal's a great gal, and they're not. But he is actually cool. Jason's cool.
Yeah. Well, because you can take a chance on someone you don't know or you've never socialized with, and you bring them there, and it's oil and water, and they could be like I don't know, is it the guy in Hopewell, Virginia? I don't know. I don't know. I don't even know who. I don't even. To be honest, this is how much I pay attention a lot of times. I don't even know who y'all are talking about. I'm guessing.
Right.
No, who I think it is.
Yeah, he's got some problems.
So my point is that I didn't want to just take a chance and fly someone willy-nilly down and not know him.
I have no idea who you're talking about.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, well, the names that you had given me, Frankie, a few weeks ago, like all those guys are fine. Like there was nobody on there that I was like, oh, this guy's not deserving, or this guy's not this. I mean, everybody is deserving in some way. You know what I mean?
Well, and I told Drew this on the last podcast. I know no one listened to it, but I told him that had it not went to Jason, it would have went to Drew had he not taken himself out of the running. I'm so thankful that he did, because sometimes when you get shit done by yourself, it feels so much better than when someone gives you a gift. And Drew's went through some shit that we all know. So right. I'm thankful. But he also came out and said, not came out, but he said that someone in the brothership helped him out, and that was Michael Herrick. And it's just like, that is so amazing to me. Like everybody we've talked about me and Jan and what we've done, but really there's probably a half dozen other guys who are helping other guys come to this thing, like Stephen Bernho and Michael Herrick and other guys that have helped people who it's just not out there.
Right. Well, Michael hasn't ever had like a real friend, so he just buys friendship. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and
that's the kind of person he is.
I'm not on this call to put over a couple of Indiana marks like Michael Herrick.
Oh, for sure. A couple of Mizarks.
Yeah.
Yeah, Michael's always texted me. He's like, "Is there anything I could buy you so you can stay my friend?" I'm like, "Dude, calm down. I'm your friend no matter what." But he keeps sending me stuff. I'm like, "Dude, calm down." What a loser. Nah. Hey, did I ever tell you about Drew's wife or Drew's ex-wife? I'll tell you anyway. So, oh yeah. So, I don't know how I didn't listen to the podcast yet, so I don't know how much he divulged about his marriage.
He didn't at all.
All right, cool. I'll divulge it for you. So I take my kids. This before we had Bryson, so it was me, River, Aiden, and Shannon. We went to the Museum of Science and Industry, and Drew's like, "Hey, my family and I are going to be there too. We can meet up." And because I never met him at that point, so I'm like, "All right, cool." So we all meet up. We're looking at a couple exhibits together. We're like, "Oh, blah, blah, blah." We're all chit chatting, whatever. He has his kids there. He's got like 14 kids, and we're just enjoying ourselves, having a nice little friendly chat. And then we go to say goodbye. So I look at his wife and I say, "It's very nice to meet you." And I put my hand out to shake her hand. She looks at me. She looks down at my hand. She looks at me again. Nothing. No sells my handshake. Nothing. Okay. So I don't say anything. But I'm so livid. Right. So Drew opens up to us. He's like, "Hey, guys," this a few months later. He's like, "Guys, I think Megan and I are going to be splitting up." So everybody in the chat's like, "Oh, Drew, I'm so sorry. That's terrible." And I go, "You know what? I got to be honest with you. I went to shake your wife's hand and she completely no-sold my handshake." So I made the terrible tragedy he was dealing with, I made it about me. And you know what? I'm not sorry. Because she no-sold my handshake.
And I know why she no-sold your handshake.
I can't wait to hear this. I can't wait to hear this.
You were sitting there. Apparently, you were sitting there trashing Ohio right before said handshake attempt, and she has family from Ohio. And
did I really?
Yeah.
Oh, well, I got news for you.
The great state of Ohio in front of his ex-old lady.
That's not the story that I heard. The story I heard is that she thought that he was Steven Jaworski.
Well, that too. Hey, listen, I'll be honest with you. I'll be happy to trash the great state of Ohio. And here's why I hate the state of Ohio. It has nothing to do with the people in Ohio. It's just my ex-wife's aunt and cousins. They all live in Ohio, and I hate them. So it's really nobody's fault but theirs. My ex-wife is fine, but her family's garbage, and they live in Ohio. So fuck Ohio.
Except for your ex-wife's dad who's buying you PlayStation 2s and shit.
Okay, I should have we should do a podcast about my ex-wife's biological father that she had heat with for like the first 5 years of our marriage, and then when we finally met him, he gave us like $500 and bought me a PlayStation 2. I'm like, I don't know why the fuck you've been mad at your dad. He's fucking great. I'm like, I don't know. Your stepdad hasn't bought me shit. This motherfucker bought me a PlayStation 2. This guy's awesome. I wouldn't mind spending more time with your dad.
Yeah, the promotion that Jana got about 6 months ago, she would not have got if the COVID hadn't hit, the pandemic, because now she can work from home. Before, she would have had to have moved to Cleveland, and we would not be moving to Cleveland. So I'm not going to say thank you for COVID and all that shit, but I'm glad that she was able to get the promotion without having to move.
So she works from home, and then you're home all day too?
Yeah.
And you guys don't fight all the time?
Dude, I'm telling you, it is absolute. And here's the reason. Here's the reason that we don't. Because when we were up in Wilmington, I was with one of my friends, and he used to be a tour guide there. And he and I were talking about when I would take his tour with other girls that I had been dating. But before I even knew him, like and I'm going to try and keep this down because the queen's in the other corner. She's not going to listen to this, but she's in the bedroom. But I remember being on one of his tours, and this girl was so wasted that like every other stop that we did, she'd have to piss around the corner.
Wow.
And then
I like this girl.
And then she, well, her nickname was Bucky.
Oh, perfect.
And her father was this wealthy jeweler in a part of North Carolina who was a big time racist.
Oh, wow.
Big time racist.
Wow.
Racist. And so, and the things he said to me, I was like, damn. I didn't know that people still was like that, because this was probably 2003 or 4. And so the same friend went walking with us, looking at these old buildings, in Wilmington, and it was at night. And I told him that story, and he goes, "Really?" And I'm like, "Yes." And then my best friend and I, we were dating 2 other girls, and we were on his tour. And these girls, so we paid $8 a piece, big deal, right? But it's a lot of history in these tours. And these girls are like, "This sucks. This guy is so freaking boring. Let's just go get drunk." I was in my 30s, and so I said, "Look, Jenna is amazing. Like, she just will go and sit. She'll go to the CW Legends Fan Fest and hang out with a bunch of fat, sweaty marks and not complain. She just loves, she, as long as I'm happy, she's happy." And so that's how it is in the house. It's like, if she I'm not going to put myself over with her, because she does a lot more than I do. But if she needs something to drink or she needs something to eat, I'm like right there, Johnny on the spot. And then every other week, I take the kids to school, pick the kids up. Back when they used to have homework, Andy has a little homework now, but I would do homework with them. So I contribute a little bit, but I definitely can appreciate Jana now that I have a woman who doesn't need shit from me.
I think that ultimately what she's probably doing, she's saving all this up to throw in your face later. Because eventually she's going to be like, "Hey, can you take me to the underwater basket weaving convention?" You're like, "I'm not going to that Mickey Mouse bullshit." And dude, she'll go, wait a minute. I hung out with fucking Chris Zalha talking about fucking Lex Luger touching his dickie the whole time. So you're going, bitch. That's what she's going to tell you.
Oh,
just remember that.
I would go to hell with this woman. I love her. Whatever she wants to do, we will go, and I will do it. I'll be happy doing it. And I mean, it's to me, it's no one has ever in my life, not my mama, my daddy, nobody has ever loved me the way that she has.
Oh my God! You know what? Are you gonna, Travis? Are you getting sick like I am right now? What a mark!
I'm like stunned. What did you call yourself? What'd you say your last name was?
Who? Oh, Chris Zaha?
Chrissy.
What'd you say?
No, he said like Zalha or something. What the fuck is that?
Well, at least he didn't say Zacha like Mike Mills says.
Yeah.
It's
bullshit.
You got to here's your chance to set everybody straight.
I've already said, I told these, they don't listen. They don't listen. I tell them and they don't listen. It's Zalha. And they just butcher it. And they just do it up. They just do it to make me mad. But it doesn't work. They can't anger me.
And it's Polish,
we all know
right?
It's Zaucha.
Yeah.
It's Zaucha, is really what it is.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, for sure. No question. No question about it, as Gordon Soley would say. Yeah. So, yeah. What was I saying? Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, I forgot Frankie was talking about how great his wife was. God, what a loser. She's like sitting there listening. She's like, "Oh, Frankie, what a nice guy. I bet he has the coolest friends." And then she's gonna listen to this call later. I'm like, "Oh God."
Oh no.
Why do you talk to these people?
She knows the wrestling marks are great people, but they're definitely not the coolest. They're
we
nice
got problems.
Yeah. Well, yeah. So she'll come up when I'm sitting there playing Fortnite, trying to get a battle royale win, and she'll see like, "Hey, baby, do you think you can get a minute to, fix me some lunch?" And I'll say, "Sure. Just let me try and get this win real quick."
Yeah.
No, I'm kidding on that part.
Yeah, right. I'm not surprised. You're like, "Oh no, I'm trying to beat a 12-year-old in Calcutta playing fucking Fortnite." Yeah. Do you play Fortnite, Travis, or no?
I do not.
Usually, like, we'll have video calls with Brandon new, and we're all sitting there talking, and Brandon's sitting there playing like Xbox. not saying anything. I'm like, are you going to talk to us? Or are you going to sit there and play? I can watch anybody play video games. They're like, oh, I'm playing a game. I'm like, well, then hang up then.
I'll tell you about that guy. Here's what I know about Brandon New is he submitted his information, and and you had to have never been to the Fan Fest before. He submitted it and says, "Hey, if I don't win this, it should definitely go to Drew Samuels." And I was like, "Well, first of all, you're already disqualified because you've been." I double check things run by the higher ups.
Yeah.
But I was touched that he just put over Drew Samuels. Says Drew should definitely get it.
I can't. Wow, what a shyster he is. I'm going to enter, but I can't even. What a cheater. Disgusting. Go on, sorry. What you're saying?
It was like Brandon put Drew over in downtown Gary, Indiana. So.
Downtown Gary, Indiana? What? That's some sort of inside joke? Yeah. I got to meet up with Brandon and Michael hopefully in the next couple weeks. If I can fit it into my schedule. No, they live far away.
Go to Detroit.
I'm not going to Detroit.
You should just go to Detroit.
No,
Motor
I don't.
City, man.
No, I don't like Motor Cities or Detroit cities, and I don't like Detroit Rock City. So no, I'm not going to do that.
You can listen to Bob Seger the whole way there.
Yeah, okay. I'll listen to Ramblin' Gamblin' Man over and over again since that's the only song I like. Yeah, I'm not good. No, I'm not going. I have no desire to go to Detroit. I've been to like Mackinac Island. That was nice. I wouldn't mind going there again.
Where's that?
Someday. I don't know. Somewhere in Michigan. I went when I was in like junior high. I wasn't exactly paying attention. But yeah, my parents took us. It was a family trip. Pretty exciting. I didn't know any better.
I've got a Battle Creek story, but I can't tell that one on air nor around my wife.
That's nice. Yeah, you know what? Now you have to tell us.
Yeah, I flew in with a girl that I was dating, and we went to Detroit. Then we drove across to Battle Creek, and that was a very weird trip. And that was probably I'm going to say it was in the winter, but then like a month later, her best friend was getting married, and she wanted to fly back up. So I said, no, we just were up there. I haven't seen my parents, and they live a 4-hour drive. I'm not going to go back up there, And of course, I was fronting the bill, and
right.
And so she went up there by herself and got back with her ex-boyfriend, and then dumped me.
Oh, you're kidding! Oh, that's too bad.
No, it was really good.
You're better off.
Oh yeah, yeah.
You don't want to be around people like that.
People
you don't
from
need people like
Michigan.
that. People from I never liked them. Yeah. So Fan Fest, let's just over a month away, guys.
Well, I'm hoping
in
a couple of weeks when Michael Herrick's wife and kid come down here that he can record and jump on, and we'll just talk about our experiences about the Fan Fest and what is so good about it, because I would love to see Barry and Jeff sell it out, or Penz or whomever the powers that be are, sell this thing out and really do the biggest sales they can, because they've been so generous, and it's such a meaningful part of my life.
Well, I think it's already sold out, isn't it?
Is it?
I don't know. I thought it was. It seemed like it was.
Well, I think the hotel was sold out.
Okay, well that's good.
I'm not sure. I'm not privy to the ticket information.
I understand. Well, we're going to try to meet up for at that taco place that Barry was talking about on the show this past week. I said, "Hey, what's the name of that taco place?" And he's like, Hola, me llamo Cristobal or something. I don't fucking pay attention.
A bearded tacos.
It wasn't bearded fucking tacos. What the hell's the matter with you? Grow up. But he's like, yeah, we'll all go. I'm like, well, I got like 15 people to bring with me, so I got a gigantic family. He's like, oh, more the merrier. I'm like, sweet. So I'm hoping he pays. Actually, you know what? Let's bring Jana, because I know she'll foot the bill.
I got bad news on that deal. So tonight when we were at my daughter's event there, this lady next to me says, yeah, the next recital is going to be June the 4th.
Oh, she's not coming, is she? Oh, no.
No, we're both not. We're both going to come up there. We're going to leave an hour before my daughter's show starts, and then as soon as the show's over, we're going to go back.
Oh, that's not. Well, that's fine. I'll wait till you guys get back before I order my food.
So your River and Aiden were there last time. How's Shannon? Is she looking forward to it?
Nope. Nope. But Aiden's like, you don't want to meet Demolition? He doesn't even know who Demolition is. It's like, you're gonna miss Demolition. You're gonna miss out. And then he asks if Bix is gonna be there. He's like, is Bix gonna be there? I'm like, I don't think Bix will be at FanFest though. All right, I guess anything's possible, but I don't think Bix will be at CWF Legends FanFest. Actually, but yeah, I bet Bix is actually pretty cool. He seems like a really cool guy, right, Travis?
Yeah.
What's wrong? Bix. Nah, he's all right. I'm gonna tweet at him later and say, hey, you want to go to FanFest? I'm gonna put you in touch with my good friend Janice Seacrest.
That's not even her name, but
that's okay. Don't worry about that. I'm like, you won the contest, you didn't even enter.
So we do have Bryson a copy of our dog's book.
I haven't seen it yet. When did you send it?
No, I haven't sent it yet. I'm gonna bring it with us.
Oh, you didn't even send it? What the heck?
No. We just got it, and I was like, well, I'm not going to pay.
That's awesome.
$10 to send it up there, and I give it to him. So, part of the joy of giving a kid a gift is seeing how much they don't give a shit about it when you give it to them.
It is a rewarding feeling when you hand them something, thinking they're going to like it, and they don't sell it at all. It's like, oh, good. It's like shaking Drew's wife's hand.
Well, this is a dog, so I'm hoping he'll be like, oh, I got puppies. I like puppies.
I love doggies. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. That's awesome. Well, this has been a great talk about 1992 WCW.
Well, we could ask Travis some questions about our cars.
Cars? I don't talk about that kind of stuff.
No, I'm kidding. It was a joke. No one wants to talk about that shit.
Yeah.
Why, you like cars, Travis?
I don't really. Yeah. I kind of do. It's my thing.
I do. Once in a while.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you just wake up, Travis? You sound tired.
No.
Something bothering you?
Good. No.
You sure? Sound upset.
I don't want to talk about working on cars.
No? You had your chance.
Hey, let's talk about brother shippers' wives and how they pissed you off.
Well, only one did. All the other wives are fine.
Yeah. I'm sure Travis has got some stories.
No, I really don't.
Why did somebody? Oh, nobody's wife piss you off, Travis? What about somebody's husband?
No.
Oh, okay.
No.
You sure?
I'm pretty sure.
See, when we're on our video chats, Travis just unloads on like half the people on that page. He just doesn't want to say anything.
I don't blame him.
Yeah, he's a mean guy.
He knows dirt.
Who were you shit talking to one day? That kid, Ariel, right? You were making fun of him the whole time we were talking. Ariel Agvalog, remember that?
Yeah. Yeah, I remember that. Wow. I can't make fun of Ariel because he's a Hornets fan.
Hey, how come Ariel's not on this call? He's on every other call. What's he doing?
No. He is busy, and then he and I record separately, and then I bring someone else on. But Michael Herrick has specifically asked that Ariel be on a call that we have Michael Herrick on. So maybe that'll put a fire under Ariel to actually give his listeners what they want.
Yeah, I like Ariel. He's a good man. How come Ryan from Newfoundland hasn't been on lately? Is he okay?
I was trying to run through the people and get more people on because there's 2,100 people in the Breaking Kayfabe with Baldwin and Barry Facebook group, which is more than any other Arcadian Vanguard podcast. So I was trying to get more and more different brother shippers on. That was my goal. That's why I drew Samuels on. I'm trying to get Michael Herrick on. So if you guys know somebody who's got a big mouth and likes to talk besides Chris Zaha, then let's get him on here.
What about you think you think Dave Jordan wants to be on here when he's not hooked up to his dialysis machine? You think he'd want to be on here, Travis?
Oh,
What do you
no,
think?
I think the noises from the iron lung will block out the audio.
See, if you could have Dave on, you could ask him what it was like to see Mozart live.
Yeah.
We should get Dave on here and just make fun of him. He likes that. How's Dave doing? I haven't talked to him lately. Is he doing okay?
Yeah.
Talking to you, Travis. Thank you. Thank you for all that info. I feel like I know him.
Dave's doing okay. Maybe if you talk to him every now and then, he'd be doing a little bit better. But.
I do. I message him periodically, but he takes him forever because he still responds to messages with a quill.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So you gotta wait for the pigeon to bring it. So.
he talks to me on his ham radio.
Yeah, well, George keeps killing the pigeons he sends. So.
Yeah, it's true. Oh God, George is a murdering dog. He's an angry dog. Got some problems. But that was
He's a
Shannon's
loud
idea.
dog. He's noisy.
Yeah, well, trust me, I didn't even want another dog. She was like, "We got a dog." I'm like, I guess so. And now look at him. Big fat slapdick, he looks pathetic. He's just laying here like a big slug. He looks like Cartman. Looks like Cartman and Jabba the Hutt had sex. You get George. Look at Frankie. He's like, Frankie's like, I left my wife in bed for this.
Yeah.
Oh no, I'm working on a little surprise for you guys.
Oh, cool. Is it Ariel Agbalog?
No, even better.
Better. God. Is it David Dave? I know what it is.
This is another old guy.
It's an old guy.
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus.
Who I'm having trouble getting him to respond here.
Oh, I know who it is. You know who it is, Travis?
It's not you, so.
Yeah, that I don't know. Hey, somebody posted in the Cult of Cornet page? Are you on that page or no, Brandon? Or what's your name, Travis? Sorry, I'm getting old. Your name? Are you in the what's it called, Cult of Cornet page?
I don't know.
Thank you for that well thought out.
I might be.
Anyway, okay, great.
Can you tell us what happened?
Well, yeah. So somebody posted in there, hey, who's the rudest wrestler you've ever met? And some guy's like, Vader, especially when he told my 13-year-old daughter she had a nice ass. I'm like, that is really disgusting. So I was starting to kind of sour on Big Van Vader as it was. And after that, I was kind of like, you know what? Maybe I need to like another fat guy wrestler because this guy ain't cutting it for me anymore. What a creep.
You gotta go with Bam Bam Bigelow then.
Yeah, Bam Bam or a Big Boss Man for sure. Early 90s Boss Man was fantastic.
Yeah, I heard Bam Bam hasn't said anything bad about anybody in a while.
No, he's been pretty quiet.
Yeah.
Mum's the word with old Bam Bam.
Yeah, but
yeah. What were you about to say, Travis?
I don't know if you're going on just like qualities, probably Bam Bam.
Yeah, I think so too. And Yokozuna was really good too for a fat. If you think about it, but his run on top was pretty short.
Well, and guys, he got too big.
Yeah. I'm sorry to interrupt you guys on this wrenching conversation, but we have just been joined online by none other than... State your name, sir. Hello?
Hold on.
Oh.
Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Yeah.
Anybody recognize that voice?
Finally, good.
keep talking. I can't tell who it is.
Oh, good Lord. I can't see who it is. It's Kevin.
No,
Kevin.
you're on the line with Chris Aha and Travis Raines.
You like KD on
What's
here?
up, guys?
Shouldn't you be nothing? Shouldn't you be bowling?
No, I'm already done bowling in Vegas.
For a second I thought you were Scott Cornish.
Man, that guy wouldn't talk to me.
I for a second you sounded like I'm like, oh, this isn't gonna end well. Yeah. What's going on, Kevin? How are you?
Not much. What's going on with you guys?
Oh, nothing. Just sitting here talking about a bunch of random subjects, and Travis is weighing in by going, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you already missed Christy's heel turn on Billy Joel. That was pretty epic.
Yeah. Never happened. Never happened. It's a lie. Yeah. So what'd you do today, Kevin? Did you do anything fun on this Saturday?
No, not anything real fun today. I kind of just relaxed and eat today.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's cool. Awesome.
So
this,
Kevin stayed at the hotel right next to where Jan and I stayed the last time. So I enjoyed seeing the pictures that he was taking because it reminded me of Vegas, and I could kind of say to Jana, "And it's time to go back."
There you go. You can use that for collateral. That's cool.
Yeah.
Awesome. Are you still there, Kevin, or no?
Oh yeah, I'm still out here until Tuesday.
Wow, look at this, Mr. Fancy. Go there by yourself? Or?
Yeah, by myself. I had a group
Nice.
of people in different hotels when we bowled nationals out here, and we all met each other Thursday and Friday. Friday they had us bowl at 7 a.m. out here.
Jesus, that's early. Holy crap!
I'm like, I get out of work at that time.
Wow, that's crazy. That's cool.
It
Well,
is.
that's good. That's good.
Yeah.
Like a good time.
So I looked where Kevin was from in Massachusetts. It's Harwich, or do you say Harwick? How do you say it, Kevin?
No, you get it. You get it right on the first try.
Harwich, okay. And so I was like, that sounds familiar. And I remember this girl who told me that she was from the Cape and that worked with me in like 2005, 2006, 2007. She was a bartender. And so I looked her up, took me a couple of tries because, people change their last name when they get married and stuff. And I found her. And so she still lives right there in the area. And they only got 13,000 people this time.
Wow.
And Kevin doesn't know this. She's probably early 30s.
I just turned 45 on Sunday.
Oh God, what an old piece of shit you are.
That's coming from the man who takes infinity vacations.
I know. It's getting time for my next one. Getting tired.
I know. Yeah, you're bringing the kids down to the Fan Fest, right?
So I'm bringing everybody up. Wife, kids, everybody.
Nice. It'll be nice to meet everybody.
Yeah, I'm going too. The whole world's going to be there. I can't miss out. Shannon's really excited. She keeps
I
talking
know
about
Travis is going to be there too, so.
Yeah, Travis has nowhere else to go. Didn't really have any friends. What do you have to say for yourself, Travis? Why are you so quiet?
He's done.
Did you leave?
No. He's still on, but he's like, these guys are a bunch of marks, so I ain't gonna talk.
He's tired. He had a rough day
Frankie,
today.
to tell you how small of a world this is, Mark Pertweg, his dad lived on Cape until he passed away, I think last year. So
Wow.
Mark would come up and visit, and I took Mark to breakfast up here last year before his dad passed.
Well, that's awesome. Okay, you didn't take me to breakfast. You didn't take me anywhere. And I was right with
I
you.
didn't know you that well, and you had the kids with you.
Yeah, exactly. You could have paid for them too.
I definitely do that for you.
My in-laws live in Central Mass in Sutton, just about an hour south of Worcester.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. Sutton.
Yeah, I've
You guys
heard
should all
of
get
Sutton, but
together.
it's one town I haven't been to yet.
Yeah, there's nothing there. No, there's no reason for you to go except for I think it's called Purgatory. Have you heard of that place? It's like a state park, but it's like a big chasm, and you walk around, and every year people fall and die there.
Wow, that's a glowing endorsement.
I don't
Yeah.
I know. How can you say no to that?
Well, there used to be a PGA golf course there too, but I don't know if it's still there. But Damien Sandow is from not far from there.
Oh, I didn't know that.
I forget which town he's from.
Like Uxbridge or Oxbridge or Northbridge.
If it's UXIBRIDGE, I think it's how it's spelled.
But I got there and I asked my in-laws, I said, hey, you guys know anything about wrestling? They're like, no. Why would we know anything about wrestling? I'm like, I don't know, Worcester? No. My father-in-law grew up in a junkyard, and he knows nothing except scrapping and
I know
parts.
Killer Kowalski's school was up in Boston where he trained Big John Studd, Triple H in China.
Did you think that because he worked in a junkyard that he would know who the junkyard dog is? Is that what you're thinking? While you were here, did you happen to see any junkyard dogs? Just to see if that triggered something?
And everywhere we went, whenever we went to like a flea market, I would look to try and find something wrestling related. Nope, not a single damn thing wrestling related. Oh, well, except for those like 2000s wrestlers.
Right. But her parents must think you're great. They're like, wow, what a great guy. Sitting here watching phony wrestling. We're so lucky.
Well, here's the thing. They at least know I'm better than the other guy. And that's all that matters.
That's true. Yeah, exactly. That's all that matters. That's what I was going to say.
Yeah.
That's all they need to know.
Yeah, I looked up Damien Sandow, and it says he's from Worcester, but that's just like them. They said they're from near Worcester. They won't say they're from Sutton, but he's from somewhere around there.
Yeah, that's cool.
Where they have what are those big houses called in Worcester? Triple deckers?
Yeah, that's what they're called. You can almost find them in almost any city out here.
Do you live in a triple decker, Kevin, or no?
No, not at all. We got none of those on Cape Cod.
Oh, okay.
Too damn expensive.
Yeah, I live near Lake Chatham, which has very expensive houses.
Wow. That bowling career is paying off like you thought it would.
No, not yet. You want to hear a funny story? You know the Kemper Arena in Kansas City?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, of course.
My aunt had worked for the people, cleaned their house, whose people it was named after.
Oh, wow. That's cool.
Yeah. Yeah, and I didn't find that out until after Old's death.
Yeah, oh, that's crazy.
Yeah, very crazy.
The wrestling world is a small world. 6 degrees of wrestling. That's awesome.
And considering you have somebody named Kevin on the line.
So Kevin and I are actually recording on Monday at tomorrow. Tomorrow, Sunday at 11 a.m.
Before I went to lunch with Roman.
Oh, Roman Gomez. How's Roman Gomez doing?
Pretty good. He took me to a great steakhouse out here.
Oh, wow.
What's it called? Put it over.
I forget the name. I'm going to ask him tomorrow, but it was delicious.
So
That's awesome.
He took my wife and I to Ellis Island. The meals were, I want to say $16.99 each, and the plates were huge.
Oh, that's not bad.
Yeah. It's right off the strip. So, I mean, a $7 cab ride. And it was amazing. We never would have found that place had he not invited us there.
Man.
Yeah, Roman knows his food, man.
What brother shipper don't? I mean, seriously.
Yeah, true.
See, for some reason I thought, so he lives in Vegas. For some reason I thought he lived in like the Carolinas.
Well, he's doing that Carolinas podcast.
No, Vegas.
That's why. That makes sense.
And he works on conventions out there.
Right. Okay. Well, that all makes sense.
Yes, he does.
Now I get
convention and shows. I think he does out here.
That's cool. That's awesome. I think Travis had to go somewhere. What a little worry. You still there, Travis? Yeah, he got mad at you.
I brought another person on without his permission. I have to go as well.
Yeah, see what happens when I end.
Yeah. Well, he texted me.
See what happens when I interrupt the 1993 WCW talk?
Well, we didn't even talk about that, but he texted me. He's like, don't ever bring a Yankee out here again. That's what he said. I don't want to be that guy, but that's what he told me.
I can actually hear him saying that.
Now look, I don't want no Yankees on these calls anymore. That's what he said.
You sound like Tennessee Lee or Colonel Robert Parker from the Jump Rope Academy.
Yeah, exactly. Did you say you have to go? What's your name, Frankie? Why do you got to go?
Yeah. Well, it's midnight, and I've had an extremely long, stressful day.
I know.
I'm going to be up early in the morning talking to Kevin again, but I'm very thankful to have you and Travis on the line, and I'm glad that Kevin came in and ran everybody off. So,
yeah, thank you, Kevin. Nice job.
See what? Yeah, you tagged the wrong third man.
No, it's perfect. That's good.
Well, we had Jason Ward first, and as soon as Zaha and Travis Raines jumped in, he was gone.
Yeah, he did the right thing.
It's for like the next 20 minutes.
All right, guys, I will talk to you tomorrow. I'll talk to you tomorrow morning.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
Chris, thank you so much for your time, man. You're
All right,
really
I'll
awesome.
talk to you later, guys.
All right, see ya.
Bye.
Bye.
But yeah, we'll do this again as always.
Absolutely. Thanks, man.
Cool. All right, I'll talk to you.
Bye. All right, Ariel, we are back.
Yes, we are. Wow, that was a hell of a interview. Or shit, man. I don't know where to go from here. I haven't listened to it yet. So, I was like, what could I say? Like as a joke. I don't have anything right now because I haven't listened to any of it yet.
You don't have to. When you listen to it, you'll hear plenty of ha-has, a lot of jocularity. A couple weeks ago, Will Smith got on the stage and he slapped the shit out of Chris Rock for a joke about Jada Pinkett Smith. You remember that, right?
Yes, I do.
Well, just last night at the Hollywood Bowl, a crazed fan got on stage and attacked Dave Chappelle.
Mm-hmm.
Did you see that?
I heard about it. There's very scarce video footage of it ever since Dave Chappelle kind of banned cell phones or smartphones or camera phones, where another company puts it in a sealed container and you can't use it unless you go to an authorized phone usage area if you need to use your phone. But yeah, I mean, I haven't seen it. I haven't seen any video, but I've heard of it. Yeah,
it was being recorded.
Oh, okay.
But there is a photograph of the man.
Mm-hmm. Was it Will Smith?
That's very good you said that, because that was Chris Rock. Chris Rock was there. Jamie Foxx was there. And that was the joke that he made, following that. But
of course.
No, it was not.
Yeah.
But look at this guy right there. See the picture?
Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah.
See the arm?
Yeah.
It's messed up, huh?
It's bent all. Oop.
Yeah, I'm gonna go on Facebook because someone posted a better picture.
Okay.
Here we go. There you go.
Oh. Wow. Who did that to him?
Well, that's what happened when the security got a hold of him. Look at that.
Oh, man.
The shoulder does not go that way.
No. Shoot. That's what he gets, though, for doing something stupid like that. Didn't he have like a fake gun or something?
Well, he had a knife in the shape of a gun.
Whatever. Knife in the shape of a gun. What?
Yeah.
It's one or the other. That's crazy. What is this X-Hamster that you're going on now? What is this website? Oh, shoot. Yeah, that is. Those are huge.
Hey, everybody knows XNXX is much better than X-Hamster.
Oh, is it? I got to try that.
That was a brother shipper. Check it on me. Did you see that?
Yeah.
It's really nice. What great people we have in the brothership.
We do. But what's your opinion on the guy attacking Dave Chappelle? I mean,
I think it's number one, he's stupid.
Right.
Number two, I think just like in the wrestling ring or if someone did it during a I don't know, a Broadway performance or a show, that you have the right to defend yourself, and the security has a right to defend the person as well. So I think he probably got what he deserved, and chances are he'll probably sue. Maybe since it's California, he might even win, saying they were too rough on him. But when you just like my dad used to tell me when I was a kid, hey, if you want to fight someone, don't go to their house and fight them. You wait until they come to your house, or you wait till you see them out. Don't go to their house, because you're then the aggressor. But that guy clearly went to Dave Chappelle's house.
Yeah. And the fact that he actually got he tackled Dave Chappelle or something?
Yeah.
The fact that he got that far is very alarming. I mean, especially with the security around, and especially since Dave Chappelle has been a polarizing celebrity as of late in the past couple of months. But you would think there would be added security measures to prevent any of this type of thing from happening, given what the kind of media press that Dave Chappelle has had in the past couple of months. It's just that the fact that the guy got this far, and what if he had a knife, a real actual knife on him, and started stabbing? It's crazy. I don't know. That's just, I can't believe he got that far.
Well,
I don't know how the stage looked like. I don't know if it was really up close to people, or if it was an elevated stage where they have in concerts sometimes, but I don't know how the venue looked like. So,
well, the craziest part to me is this. Dave Chappelle took away everyone's cell phones.
Right.
He should have taken away everyone's guns or knives. Right?
Yeah.
I mean, the just the mentality that we have, and I get that he doesn't want people to steal his footage before it's released or whatever. He's got to make his money, but come on, are we not putting people through metal detectors?
See, that's the thing. Was it metal, or was it like some sort of hard plastic, or because there's ways to get around it, you could make a shank out of plastic or wood or something. I don't know.
Thank you, Ariel. I'm glad you are giving our listeners ideas on making improvised weapons.
It's just common sense. It's common sense, Frankie. I live on the east side of San Jose.
Oh,
we make do with what we have.
East side.
I shouldn't say that out loud, Frankie, because
hey, you got to rep. You got to rep, man.
No, man. I'm 41 years old. I'm a grown ass man. I can't do that shit no more.
Oh man, no, that's right. Not no more. Wow. Tell us about your gangbanging days.
Oh man. There was none. I was a good boy.
You still are, buddy. You still are. So I got one more subject.
Yeah, sure.
Now this is gonna start off weird. Hopefully it doesn't end weird. Okay. But are there things in your neighborhood that you look around and you go, "Oh, you would only see this in my neighborhood"? Or you see it in your neighborhood and you go, "I just don't get it." Right? And I'll go first.
Okay.
So I'm not putting you on the spot. Even though I am putting you on the spot.
Yeah.
But I did screenshot my notes, so you could have said, "What the hell does this mean?" So in my neighborhood, you'll see some 40-something plus year old man who has a big, nice car. Let's just say a 2017 Dodge Ram pickup truck, and his wife has a 2019 Jeep Liberty. Mm-hmm. And then you'll see this guy going down the road on a scooter, like a moped, not like a kid scooter, that you kick, but it's motorized and you sit down on it. It's like you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah. so you'll see the riding the thing that's, it's got tags on it. It's and you got a place where your feet, like a Vespa, you got a place to put your feet, and then you see them go down the road, and then they'll come back a couple hours later, and they've got a 12-pack or a case of beer there on the floor of their scooter, and they're riding and they're going home.
Wow.
To me, that is just weird.
Yeah, it is.
But I have never seen that any place except for right here where I live, and I don't get it. It's not like I don't get the thrill. And if any of you guys are these, scooter men doing beer runs or men doing beer runs on scooters, please tell me the thought process behind it. I would love to hear it because it baffles me every time I see it. And there's more than one of them around here. And we have a Winn-Dixie that's like 3 blocks away here on the beach. And they'll go down by our house. A little bit of time goes by. Here they come on their scooter, putting along. And in between their legs is a 12-pack or a case. Every time. They're not coming back with steaks. They're not coming back with a bottle of wine. They're not coming back with, it's always a 12-pack or a case.
Well, I mean, they got to get beer somehow,
Well, but they've got, these other cars they could take, but no, they do not take the other cars. They have to do it on their scooter, as if they're saying, look at me. Look how cool I am on my scooter and my case of beer down at my feet.
Yeah, there's nothing, excuse me, there's nothing cool about those kind of scooters anyway, but.
Right? We used to call them liquor sickles because you only rode those things if you had a DUI.
I didn't know about that. That's a good one. I didn't know about that term. Well, over here, I would say spinning donuts in the intersection, or so in my street. It's a long street, but at the end there's a dead end, and then right in front of my house actually is it's like a T intersection. So there's another street, another chords that you can go to. So right in front of my house is that a big or that T intersection is where there's a lot of room to do donuts in. So a couple of years back, my neighbor that lives on the corner, when you enter my street, or his friends, they all have like V8 cars. Muscle cars. And before, they used to always, when they enter my street, they would always drive down a bit and make a U-turn right in front of my house where that T intersection is, and then try to park at that house on the corner because it was just easier to maneuver and find parking. Anyway, when they do that, they would actually spin a donut in their car couple times, and it was so fucking annoying. And that happens here a lot. And I mean, you heard of sideshows, right? Where they do like a gathering of people. It's like really popular here around the Bay Area. A gathering of people with all these cars, and they just do like donuts in the middle of the street with the big ass crowd. Oh, you should look it up. Just like Google or YouTube sideshows in San Jose or something. And
isn't that illegal?
It is highly illegal. It's so goddamn illegal and annoying. But it's a lot of people. So when the cops get there, everybody scrambles and everything. But anyway, that's something else. But the fact that they do donuts here in my neighborhood, or they used to, is like something I've never seen anywhere else. The big intersection right outside my street, there's a lot of like skid marks in a circle. They do that on the weekends. And almost any big intersection here, because I live next to an expressway, so it's just one long ass like straightaway. So people race all the time. But when it's like late at night, nobody's around. They just show off, do donuts. You can hear them. I can hear them from my window, and it's just annoying. And it's only something that I've ever really seen over here.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's
It's,
pretty crazy.
yeah, it's annoying. I hate it. Especially my neighbors' cars. They're so loud. It's like it's so obnoxious and unnecessarily loud. They would like work on their cars at 2 a.m. and start revving, and I'm like, come on. It's like, come on a weekend. Like, come on. Ugh, horrible.
Yeah, that is. I just went through like 8 jokes in my head that I could not say because I think I'd get canceled. But
No, go ahead. You could edit them out.
no, I'm not, dude. I'm not doing any more editing than I have to. On this last one, is minimal editing that I did. This one, I think I'll do a little bit more.
Yeah, you
But I had a little nip slip there, so I had to get that one
Ooh,
out.
nip slip, huh?
That's
Nipple
what I
slip.
call them.
Okay.
I'm glamorizing my mess ups now.
Oh, all right.
No one's
That's-
ever mad about a nip slip except for the TV networks and maybe the person that it happened to.
Mm-hmm. Depending on the person, though. I mean,
Yeah, depending on the person.
yeah.
Some people are like, "Oh, how did that pop out here?"
Mm-hmm.
But sideshows, never heard of it. I did do some Googling. Popular in the Oakland area. Oh,
Mhm.
look at here. Spectator struck at San Jose Sideshow,
Woo, yeah.
September the 7th, 2021.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yeah, there was a couple months ago, actually last summer. There was, what happened?
April 3rd, 3 seriously injured
Mm-hmm.
in a San Jose Sideshow.
Yeah. Nothing new.
Horrible. Why would someone want to go to those?
You know what? My friend's daughter goes to that, and it kind of scares me. And I mean, she's 18; she can do whatever. But she goes there with her boyfriend. He has a nice, like, little fast car and everything like that. So they go there. They do like, or they hang out. There's a a shopping center, a small shopping center near my house. It has an In-N-Out burger, it has a Starbucks, it has a boba place. And cars used to go there. Like it's every weekend. It's like a car show. You have your little cliques of like Japanese cars here. You got your American cars here on this side. You got your luxury cars. You got your like little tuners and rice rockets and all that stuff. They would all congregate every weekend at that plaza until, and it was getting annoying. The cops would kick them out after a certain time, and they will all hang out by the Starbucks and the In-N-Out burger. But I guess the owners of the plaza or something, they installed those speed bumps, which are kind of like really wide. So if your car is lowered, you would pretty much scrape. You wouldn't really get over it too much. They installed like wider speed bumps, and that kind of deterred all the lowered cars from going. And I was like, oh shit, this is really wide. Because I shop there. There's a Safeway there, supermarket that I shop at. And I noticed that they install those things. And I haven't really, I've been working lately. I haven't gone by that area to see if people still hang out there. But I'm pretty sure that it kind of deterred them from hanging out there now. I've seen a lot of scrapes on those bumps from lowered cars just trying to get over it and scraping the bottom really bad. So good on the owners of that plaza for doing that.
Wow.
Yeah, it's annoying here. It's really annoying.
So I mean, Fast and Furious is real.
It is. Yeah.
Dominic Toretto.
Dominic Toretto. All that
Toretto,
stuff.
yeah. Tej Parker.
Mm-hmm.
Hobbs and Shaw.
Letty and Han.
I've never seen one of those movies, but I have ridden
Really?
the ride at Universal, yeah.
I've seen all of the movies so far. Actually, you know what?
You live it, bro. You live
I
it.
live it. Exactly. That's my life, Frankie.
Oh man.
I live my life 1/4 pounder at a time. I mean, 1/4 mile at a time. That's my other life. No, but yeah, that car culture is alive and well here in California, and I have cousins and friends that were into it and stuff like that. So
Wow.
yeah, but now it's kind of obnoxious now that I'm older. It was cooler back then, but now it's like annoying. I used to work at a movie theater when the first Fast and the Furious movie came out, and oh my gosh, Frankie, when the movie came out, the parking lot for the movie theater turned into a car show because all the tuners and the Rice Rockets, they all came out in force to watch the movie with their little neon underglow lights and their vroom vroom engines and their stuff like that. And 20-year-old me was like, oh, that's pretty cool. Now 41-year-old me is like, go home. This is, stop it with the lights and everything and just go home. No one wants to see your shit car.
Wow.
Yeah,
Man.
I've become a bitter old man.
Wow. You're like Eastwood in that one movie.
Oh, Gran Torino?
Yeah.
Yeah. Never saw it.
Me neither. But
Yeah, I know what you were talking about. Yeah, bitter old man. So every Clint Eastwood movie. Every Clint Eastwood movie in the past 30 years.
Yeah.
No, but here I am being mad at people with cars, and I'm trying to fix my car at the same time, trying to make it look nice. Hypocrite. Son of a gun. No, but I'm just trying to make my car look nice and functional, not like slam it like my friend wants me to slam my car down, stance it a bit with some camber and all that stuff to kind of match his. Okay. There's a small niche of car fandom that like to fix up their cars. It's called like VIP style or Veep style, and it's like a Japanese thing. They get their like Japanese luxury cars, they slam them down, put camber and everything like that, do a stance and all that stuff, and some fancy ass shit inside. He has like velvet curtains in his passenger window. He has on the dash on the passenger side, the front passenger side, he has like a little mini bar like table where the glove compartment is and stuff like that. So you could put like you could put cups and little bottles of wine or whatever on it. He did his car up like that. It's pretty cool. He wants to do a little mini chandelier instead of a dome light, and I'm all for it. But it gets kind of crazy. I don't know. He's into it. He wanted me to do that to my car. I'm like, no, I'm cool, man. But yeah, I'm just trying to make it run again. So.
Well, that's my fear for my son, is that he will want to make all these mods to his car, thinking that it's cool. So every chance I get, I make fun of someone else that has all these stuff, and the truck is squatted, or it's a big truck with really big tires, and
right.
And so every chance I get, I make fun of it, even though my son's dad did do like all those things to his Jeep. Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's got a blue Jeep, and he spent this money and put these blue lights around the headlights and underneath in places, and he got pulled over and got a $300 and something ticket because you can't have blue lights on any car.
Yeah. Oh.
So I just you got these special handles put on, and I have the real conversation with my son. Hey, you want to do something? Do it for some kind of to make it look, make it be better. Don't just make it aesthetically pleasing, because you're not going to get any of that money back.
Right.
Like it's not going to make the value go up in your house. Unless you don't have better stuff to spend your money on. But like I tell my son, spend your money on experiences, not things, because the things are getting old. You're going to lose them. So that's kind of my lesson to him, because I don't want him working to try and make his 2009 Ford Escape Hybrid look like, look ridiculous with lights and bells and whistles.
Mm-hmm.
It's always going to be a 2009 Ford Escape Hybrid. Mm-hmm. So, but we did get him a bully bar. You know what that is?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, so we got him one of those, and it does look a little more masculine. Right. So, and that was relatively cheap. It was like $125 plus $100 to put on.
Okay, not bad.
Yeah, we try to put it on. I always try and do the work myself, but we tried, and I just couldn't get the holes to line up. So I paid another guy $100, and boom, shakalaka.
Oh, wow.
Ariel, that was a wonderful episode. I'm going to let you jump off of here and, get some rest, because I know you have to do some working tonight.
Yeah, I do.
And I think I'll go ahead and I'll post our next episode, and then I'll do some editing this week. But I do have a conversation coming up with none other than Kevin Carter.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll probably record that later on today, maybe tomorrow.
All right.
But anyway, I'll see you in the Facebook group. Oh, let me do a mention. We are 1 month away from the CWF Legends Fan Fest.
That's right.
I meant to mention at the top of the show, but look, there's still tickets available. Please, please, please come out and see these folks. You've got Demolition, Axe and Smash. They also had other gimmicks, Mass Superstar, Crusher Khrushchev. You've got Medusa doing the cup of coffee there in the morning. Medusa, also known as the Lunger Blaze, is Steve Kern, who was also Skinner, Bob Roop, who was Maha Singh, Leilani Kai, Glacier, Ray Lloyd, Bill Alfonso, Fonzie, and the Saint. So got a lot of these guys that have been around a long time. They're getting up there. Come and see them before they're not doing any more of these. Get your picture taken with them and hang out with the brother shippers. I think I may have mentioned it last week if I didn't, but Jen and I are going to probably have to leave for a little bit to go to Andy's recital. And we just found out at the last one that her next one is June the 4th. So we may have to leave. So we'll drive the hour back home, go to it, and then drive the hour back. But we will be there on and off. So we're really looking excited to it. Their tickets are still available. I see every day more and more people say that they're coming. Roman Gomez from Las Vegas, he's coming.
Nice.
I'm very excited to see him. He is a super nice guy. So get your tickets, come and hang out, and spend some time with the brother shippers.
Awesome.
Ariel, thank you so much for taking time out of your relaxation day here, and have a great night at work. Don't let them work you too hard.
They are, but it's fine. As you can tell, my brain has left, or my brain has stopped working like 4 hours ago, and this is what you got. So I'm sorry.
Oh no, your brain is much better than mine.
No,
I'm 48, and I'm getting on up there. I am officially an old man. I feel it. Not. I feel it in my bones. But I know you're doing great things there in Silicon Valley, which has nothing to do with breasts.
Breasts, no. I wish. I'd be in a different job right now.
Shout out to your girlfriend. Thank you for listening every week.
Mm-hmm. She hasn't told me she has listened. I don't know. She's probably listening on the download, not letting me know. She's probably taking notes of all the other shit I say and trying to use it against me later on.
Well, she'll make that list, and she'll come at you with some dates and times.
Yeah, exactly.
Timestamps.
Yeah, timestamps. Like, oh man, I'm in trouble now. Ox penis in my soup. Mark that down, babe.
Yeah. It's ox penis. It's not chicken breast.
It's not chicken breast. It's ox penis. There's a difference.
All right, buddy. Well, you go get some rest. Have a great day. Thank you for your time. Love you, man. And we'll see you in the group.
All right, bye, guys.